Last night, the Chief Executive Officer of the St. Vincent de Paul Society, Darlene Jones, won the annual Athena Award. Every year, the Youngstown Warren Regional Chamber gives the award to a woman who excels in her chosen field and has devoted her time and energy to the community while opening doors for others. Jones was chosen among 32 nominees. So now we are very excited to introduce the winner herself, Darlene Jones, here on 21 News at 5. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, so Darlene, you are being credited for turning around St. Vincent de Paul Society, which had been on the verge of closing its doors 7 years ago. How were you able to do that?
Well, clearly one person does not do that. That was an entire force of volunteers and dedicated Vincentian members. And it really was, they just needed somebody that had the vision to tell them, look, we can get here. And that's really what they needed. But I single-handedly could never have done that. That was truly a labor of love from all of our volunteers and supportive donors and the community at large.
And, tell us, are you honored? Are you excited? Were you surprised when you found out that you were the winner?
I was stunned. In fact, when Kim was reading the information, I was cheering at my table because I thought it was someone else who I work with and was honored to be nominated with. And I thought that she had won. And so I think I froze. I was so overwhelmed. I think I couldn't even respond for a few minutes, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, a little bit unworthy. There were so many incredible women that deserve that award. And so it's taking a little bit of time to sink in, I think.
And, you say that you were there, when you're doing the rebuilding. So what are some of the accomplishments that you are particularly proud of?
Wow. I think expanding the programs and services that we've been able to add and make even more robust over the years, that to me is the most important thing. Just being able to reach more people in the community who are struggling and who are really trying to get their lives back on track. And in this economy, think about between COVID and now, there have been so many people that have been struggling who otherwise had really been self-sufficient and able to provide for their families. And it's been a tough road for many of these individuals, seniors especially, who are living paycheck to paycheck. And so it's, for me, the most rewarding thing is to be able to help those people who otherwise might fall below the waterline.
Yeah, that was a different time for a lot of us, very difficult. So I'm so glad you were there to help and to respond and help people. The Regional Chamber says that you started in your position on a pro bono basis. So I'm curious, what do you think other people in leadership can learn from that kind of generosity?
Well, I think the most important thing for me, and I think for most leaders, is that what you give, you reap far more benefits than what you're giving. In most, regardless of what type of donation or what type of service you're providing, I think really just knowing that you're doing something bigger than yourself and helping someone outside of your own sphere is really the most rewarding benefit.
And you were with, other women. I know a lot of women, they work so hard on their careers. Any tips that you would give other women if they're, in the trenches, in the thick of it, working their way up or working on a really important project, what you would tell them right now?
I think just lean into what you are passionate about. I think two of the things that I talked about in my speech last night was, one is that, we tend to focus on a paycheck or what a salary is or a title and a business card, but those things are fleeting and those will be gone at some point. So lean into what you're passionate about. And if you do that and really focus on that, you're bound to succeed. And I think the other thing that's really important is don't be afraid to make mistakes. My staff and my children will tell you that one of the big things that I've really tried to emphasize is that A mistake is only a mistake if you continue to do the same thing over and over again. Otherwise, it's a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
And so you're bound to grow if you lean into that and learn from it going forward. So
Yeah.
some of the most robust growth happens from some of the most difficult periods, and sometimes that's when we learn.
Yeah, that's a great outlook. Really good advice. Definitely something that's eye-opening to a lot of us here. So thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations, Darlene.
Thank you so much.